moderator badge. I've got 20 minutes. Let me create a room. Created a room. We had a little conversation. You guys found out about it, and suddenly the whole organization was restructured. And no conversation. No, hey, wait a minute, Monica. You have this power we've given to you, but let's not have two rooms running simultaneously and wipe out jellism. We're not going to take away your rights because you didn't step. We're going to find those. And that's what it was, February or March. And I just see that, but it's your house, and I'm not colonizing it. I'm not gentrifying it. You have the house as you wish it to be. And if I don't fit, then I don't fit. Then I'll come visit. I'll come do coffee.
Wait, how don't you fit in the house? You're the anchor. What are you talking about?
Well, the producer, director is going on to new projects.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is just an August thing because it's just been everyone. Tali, Flora, Tafara, Monica.
If it's everyone, Nathan, then maybe it's you. Like it's everything. Everybody has a problem, and maybe it's not them. And I love you. I honestly do. I love you and knowledge. And there's some people in here that are some of my favorite people on the app. So I suffered to be with you guys, like legitimately. And you know it because I've told you in knowledge the risk that I take coming to visit you guys.
But we all take a risk as well too. Like, listen, when they throw a bomb, they just don't single you out. They single us out as well too. Because we apparently host people like you. We host the racists, right? My last story is people block me. Monica, I'm telling you what they say. When you think I take them serious? No, I just keep on pushing. So when you tell me like, hey, there's people out there talking about you, calling you demon, but they doing the same shit the fuck you mean?
They've done worse to me, and you know it.
You just called her a racist just now.
Oh, I'm telling you what they say. This is what they say.
Racist like her. So obviously that's what you said.
Okay.
My apologies. I didn't mean to call you racist.
I don't even fuck with that, but the double standards and the framing, like of doxing, and I get lambasted after I understood that the person believes their first name is doxing, even though they've used it on the app. I understood that. I apologized. I agreed never to call that person by their first name again. And then I have questions about someone going off the app and using a PTR of someone without their permission, and I'm going to trial again.
I knew it was. Be real with me. Is this about the
Monica
crystal?
has been repeating the same baby emotional drama routine for years. Yet someone is to encourage you, scared of a child.
And when you pass over people that would be excellent moderators, like where's Chaos? Where is he then? Is he okay? Like where's Lord Trini? Where's Yah? Like where are these awesome people that made the room cool? And so
Trini is coming back. Trini, yo, Galaxy, be quiet.
You're sacrificing the wheat for the chaff. You're sacrificing the diamonds in the coal mine for the coal.
You are the coal. You're not the diamond that you think you are.
Maybe so. Maybe I'm an ill-formed lump of clay.
All right, it's time for chill. Let's chill. Nobody jump in the conversation. They're having a conversation.
So
we don't want to make things worse. Go ahead.
I don't want you to feel like I'm betraying you in knowledge.
It is, though. It is.
I'm sad you feel that way.
Monica, you left the house. That's like you leaving me. Like, hey, I can do all better without you. It's like, what the hell? Didn't we build up something?
Did we build?
And it's like, no, we didn't build it.
Did we build something?
Yes.
What I understood is that Callie and I worked to get y'all above 1,000, like work, like put in the labor, and that you would give us recognition and leadership and trust us. And if we act out, reprimand us privately, like curate the space. but we haven't. We haven't. We built it, and then you guys are letting us sit here. Like there's no ownership. There's no power in the mod badge because you don't trust us. You don't trust the women moderators or the app to moderate well, except for maybe Lady Chief, welcome back, Lady, and Lady I. All the other female moderators get talk, and it's not fun. And it's just an observation.
Monica, what's your
And I
complaint?
still appreciate you guys.
Yeah, how come Monica's
I
not a
think-
moderator in this room right now?
Well,
What did Odie say?
I don't-
Like,
wait a minute.
I don't want to be anymore.
Now, Monica is a moderator. Don't let her confuse you. Monica is a part of this house. Monica is a part. One second. Monica is a part of this house. Monica is a part of this house. She's a moderator. Don't listen to this foolishness. Monica, listen. I understand, and I only see this as a break. But it's 1 week.
So
It's just 1 week. It's that good. 1 week.
I'd asked you to moderate me on Tuesdays. I had a great skit about being a trans species raccoon, and you guys wouldn't let me play. But no,
Yeah, because I think transracial is a real thing, though. You want to make it into a joke. I think it's a real thing.
we make it into a joke so we can explore all the hypocrisy and idiocy behind that.
Exactly. I don't think there's anything idiotic about transracial. I don't think there's anything idiotic about being transracial. I think it's a real thing, right?
Well,
A real thing.
What is transracial? What is that?
wait, don't get this, don't. And so I said, and you said, no, you're on White Wednesday. You're our white woman. Well, I don't want to be a white woman. I want to be Monica.
No, that's racist.
And when you
That's racist.
pigeonhole me,
So, Monica, if you don't want to be a white woman, don't defend whiteness.
I don't defend whiteness.
Justice
Whiteness is a social construct. I think whiteness is a social construct used to demean and vilify white people. Why would I co-sign whiteness? Toxic. I am a Western civilization chauvinist, though. I think Western civilization is superior to many other civilizations with
God bless
documentation
you,
and
Monica.
evidence.
God bless the USA.
God bless you, Dave.
God bless you, King. Keegan, I want to be you when I grow up.
So anyway,
Well-
when people tell you you're not listening, stop talking. People will tell you what their questions are. You tell them.
Monica, you're breaking up for me. Say it again.
I want to be Monica.
Hold on 1 second. One second. Say it again.
I'm still getting the red bar. Let me see if I can change my.
You were coming in clear that time. I think that's a conversation.
When people tell you, oh, I'm running out of time, Lady G, can I have my last comment? Is like people tell you, when people stop listening, stop talking, and then start watching. And you'll see what they're thinking, what they're doing, what they value. And, you know, it's fine. All my favorite
Did I
people
son
also
of a
see.
bitch?
I'm not going to invest
1 week, Monica.
All
1
the
week.
controls in the refrigerator.
No, because I don't bang. I don't insult back. I'm not good at it. Well, I try, but it's comical. You know, I don't have the insults or flair that Shy does. And you allow people on stage to provide eyewitness testimony on guilty, and I didn't do. And then people
Monica, do you think?
and spread it all over the app. It's too expensive.
I tell you this, Monica. That foolishness, I don't think anyone takes it serious. That's just my opinion.
But that's the problem. You don't think that people take it serious, and there are people who do. And people.
Yeah, you're right. I guess that's my point. Monica said it like this.
Why do you think that?
I would take Monica.
She probably went down because she said she had to get to work. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Like they were arguing that, hey, if someone said their first name, that their first name and you call them by their first name, you're doxing them. And they're turning. I thought it was just a joke. I didn't think anything serious about it. I didn't take that serious. And I thought that Monica wasn't taking it serious as well too. Well, apparently she was.
I didn't even know people. I didn't know people didn't have their real names. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if that's not her name, I didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's like it was. No, someone had their first name, then they changed their account to a different name, and Monica used that name, right? And people say, "Oh, look at you, you're Dobson." It's like in the world.
Is Nathan your real name?
Yes.
Docs?
Well, I get it, yeah. But yeah, those are one of those things. If it continuously happens, if that person corrected the person and said, hey, listen, don't do this anymore, and they continue to proceed to call them by their name, then it is a form of doxing. Because it's not like you don't know that I don't want to be called by that. That's the whole reason why I changed my name.
Yeah. And then when it was brought up, it was like, hey, my fault. And then I thought it was squash, but other people brought it up to make it seem like it was a problem. In my mind, I thought it was fake. I thought they were pieces.
So, bro, like, you gotta, you missing Tally, man. Or somebody to come in here and bring up topics and have an actual discussion instead of having a feedback Friday every day. And I'm not just saying this because Monica did her thing today. Like, no, like, Monica's just expressing her opinion because you asked. But, like, at the end of the day, like, it's been, like, for, like, the last 2 weeks, it's been fucking feedback Friday every fucking day. And a lot of it has been attacks on the women who are moderators in here. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to reel that shit in or have someone reel that shit in or moderators take control and stop that shit.
But are you saying
it's kind of hard.
women shouldn't be moderators? Is that what you're saying?
So it's kind of hard to do that when, you know, when you modded some particular women, I'll say Crystal, and then she's doing her feedback while she's moderating. So, you know what I'm saying? They figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
It's not facts. Listen, man, I don't know what it is, man. I think it's this month, bro. I think it's just like the ending of summer.
It's that time of the month? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what it is. Listen, everyone, man. Collie is in here. Flora is in here. Flora was giving up issues. Everyone been giving problems.
Yeah, but if you set that environment, that's what it's gonna be every day. And then everybody's just gonna be arguing about the past and nobody's talking about nothing new.
Come on now.
Then, you know
That's a
what I'm
fact.
But they like the chaos. Y'all like the chaos. The audience, y'all like it. This isn't the first time this conversation.
It's entertainment.
Right? And when I tried to create order in this space, I got thrown out because people was like, oh, shut her up. Throw tomatoes at her. She doesn't let us be mean to each other. She doesn't let us let each other out.
You can't please these people, man. That's why I don't bother pleasing them. But that's why when it was like, hey, I want you to kick on Tali. I'm like, what you mean kick on Tali? Oh, hey, I don't like this person. Like, you can't please them because they don't know what they want. That's why you just gotta stick to the topic. Tali had an amazing way of just keeping, even Monica had an amazing way of bringing up topics and just sticking to the topics and let's talk about that instead of all the drama.
Yeah, like this part, y'all talking about Israel bombing Hezbollah. Yeah, like I think someone else. I think Matt. Thank you. You'll be my translator, like ladies. Fucking oldies translator. Anyways, I think fucking Matt was trying to break that up, but then we ventured off into this feedback Friday shit.
Yeah, no man, I saw Monica there with a pink ticket, and I was like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, I'm just losing people. Like, it's crazy.
So here's the thing. If you want to have a forum where you are sticking to a topic, you can always add that to the top. Like you can keep the
than you. I'm more sophisticated than you. It doesn't matter what it is, but this constant competition is going on. In terms of that competition, we can, of course, lose place and in that sense make mistakes. But what a Zen student is a person who is not involved in the status game. That's the real meaning of a monk. He is not keeping up with the Joneses. And to be a master, he must get to the point where he's not trying to be a master. The whole idea of your being better than anybody else simply doesn't make any sense at all. It is totally meaningless. Because you see everybody manifesting the marvel of the universe in the same way as the stars do. And the water, the winds, and the animals. And you see them all as being in their right places and not being able really to make mistakes, although they may think they're making mistakes or not making mistakes and playing all these competitive games. But that's their game. Now, I only say if that game begins to bore you and it begins to trouble you and give you ulcers and all kinds of things, then you raise the problem of getting out of it. And therefore you start to become interested in things like Zen. That is simply a symptom of your growing in a certain direction, where you are tired of playing a certain kind of game. You are as naturally flowing in another direction as if a tree were putting out a new branch. So because you say, oh well, we people are interested in higher things, you see, that depends still on the differentiation of rank between the superior and the inferior people. But when you begin to see through that and grow out of that, you don't think anymore of this superior and inferior classification. You don't think. We are spiritual people who attend to higher things as distinct from these morons who are only interested in beer and television. This is simply our particular form of life. Like there are crabs, and there are spiders, and there are sharks, and there are sparrows, and so on. The trouble with the human being is, like the trouble with certain animals, like the dinosaur, who evolved to the point where he was so big that he had to have two brains, a higher self in the head and a lower self in the rump. And the difficulty was to get these two brains coordinated. But we have exactly the same trouble. And we are suffering from a kind of jitters that comes from being two brains. Now, you see, I'm not saying that that jitters is bad. It's a potential step in evolution and an opportunity of growth. But remember, in the process of growth, the oak is not better than the acorn. Because what does it do? It produces acorn.
Read books, man, because that's hang out with that. Okay, there's.
Or you could say, just like I sometimes love to say, that a chicken is one egg's way of becoming others. So an oak is an acorn's way of becoming other acorns. Where is the point of superiority? The first verse of that poem I just quoted, the flowering branches grow naturally, some short, some long. The first verse is, in the landscape of spring, there is nothing superior and nothing inferior. The flowering branches are naturally, some short, some long. So that's the point of view of being an outcast, in the sense of being outside the taking seriously of being involved in the social game and therefore being threatened by making mistakes, of doing the wrong thing. That is to say, of carrying into adult life one's childhood conditioning, where somebody is constantly yammering at you to play the game. So therefore, the preachers and the teachers take the same attitude towards their adult congregations that parents take to children, and lecture them and tell them what they should do. And judges in courts feel also entitled to give people lectures because they say those criminal types haven't grown up, but neither have the judges. It takes two to make a quarrel. So one can begin to think in a new way, in the polarity thinking, instead of being stuck with the competitive thinking of the good guys and the bad guys, the cops and the robbers, the capitalists and the communists, all these things, which are simply childishness. Now, of course, you recognize that the moment I say that, it's like talking in English in order to show that the English language has limitations. And I am talking in a language that seems competitive to show that the competitive game has limitations. As if I were saying to all you cats here, look, I have something to tell you that is, and if you get this, you'll be in a better position than you were before you heard it. But I cannot speak to this group or this society or this language-speaking culture without using the language, the gestures, the customs, etc. that you have. The Zen masters try to get around this by doing things suddenly that people just don't get. Well, what is this? Therefore, that is the reason why, this is the real reason why, Zen cannot be explained. You have to make, as it were, a jump from the valuation game of better people and worse people, in groups and out groups. And you can only make it by seeing that they all are mutually interdependent. So if we take this situation, let's say I would be talking to you and saying, look, I have some very special thing that you've got to take notice of. Therefore, I am the in-group, and I'm the teacher, and you are the out-group. I know perfectly well that I cannot be the teacher unless you come here. And so that my status and my position is totally dependent on you. It isn't something you see, therefore, I have first, and then you get. These things arise mutually. So if you wouldn't come, I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't know what to say. Because I borrowed your language. So that is the insight that things go together. Then, when you see that and aren't in competition, then you don't make a mistake. Because you don't dither. When I first learned the piano and played these wretched scales, the teacher beside me had a pencil in her hand, and she hit my fingers every time I made a wrong note. Consequently, what was I never learned to read music, because I hesitated too long to play the note on time. Because I was always, is this pencil going to land? See? And that gets built into your psyche. And so people are always, although they're adults and nobody is clubbing them around and screaming at them any longer, they hear the echoes of that screaming mama or that bombinating